Hey, so I'm doing a video on why you should vote. Or actually what I'm going to do is a video on why I vote, and hopefully this will encourage other people to vote. I'm going to talk really loud because it never seems like my voice is heard on these things, so hopefully this will help. Why is my top lopsided? Do you see this? Like, I cannot figure this out at all. Like, the top does not look as lopsided on me as it seems to in the camera. Or I'm going to stop playing with shit. Okay, so, yeah, we're talking why do I vote? I vote because I know there are so many people who don't have the opportunity to vote. I have a lot of people in my life who are not citizens in the United States, or for various reasons of like being previously incarcerated, or just in general apathetic about voting. And so a lot of people I know don't vote. And I like to try and balance that out by being at least one person who does vote. And I'm very thoughtful about trying to vote not only to suit my personal beliefs and interests, but also what I believe is best for my community. That means I'm actually a pretty pragmatic voter. If you know me in real life, I think people are often surprised when I talk about my personal political beliefs, and then how that translates to how I vote. Because I think people would think that I think I probably, if I weren't such a pragmatic voter, I'd probably vote green or independent more often than not. However, because I like to see people win elections, and I like to see people have sustained actual amounts of power to create even small incremental change. I don't vote based on that. I vote not straight Democratic, but 9 times out of 10, I'm as worried about the political philosophies of the person that I'm voting for as I am worried about their ability to gain office and then actually do something in office. It is nice to have people who have similar political philosophies running. Great. I love the way that shifts the discourse. But I'm going to vote to maintain a kind of not a stronghold, because I don't think that progressive politics has a stronghold, but at least to keep at bay conservative politics in the U.S. government. So that's often how I voted. I vote not Republican more often than not. And I vote for whichever candidate I think who is not Republican is most likely to win and affect the kinds of changes that I like. So sometimes I do vote not Republican and also not Democrat. But that's often if I feel like the person who's running has an actual potential for winning. There are a lot of candidates who I really have liked over the years who have been not Republican, but also have been not Democrat, and I haven't voted for them because I was more interested in maintaining, for example, Republicans out of the presidential seat than I was about those particular individuals' political philosophies and how they matched my own. And I'm thinking particularly in the 2004 election, yeah, I didn't love the Democratic candidate. But I definitely didn't want George Bush back in office, so I voted to attempt to keep him out of office. Didn't work, but that's how I voted. Just going to wrap this video up by saying we're hitting the 5-minute mark. People vote for all kinds of reasons. And if you want to vote based solely on your political philosophies, Go right ahead. I hope they're progressive political philosophies, because we don't need more Republicans in office. Sorry, I said it. I believe it. Okay. But and that's fine. Like, do what you do. I'm going to do what I do in voting, but the main thing is, if you can, vote. If you can't vote, register people to vote. If you don't have the time to register for people to vote, talk to people you know who can vote and tell them your political beliefs and who you think should be winning and how they should vote on certain propositions and etc. And try to influence the conversation. Like, just try and say, like, well, maybe you should think about this when you're voting. Just like, be involved in the process. I know I have not a lot, but some friends of mine who are like anarchists and etc. And I'm constantly talking to them about, like, why do I continue to participate in a system that I think is or not that I think, but that they think of as inherently flawed. That the nature of having a virtually two-party representative democracy isn't to them a way of, like, actually maintaining the will of the people and allowing the people to govern. And I can see their points. I can see their critique, definitely. And the thing that I would say is that I recognize, and I did admittedly talk often about the flaws of the political system, and talk often about the flaws of the political system in the United States. But yet again, pragmatic, this is the system that we have currently, and we can't change it without, and I don't know that we can change it without first being very knowledgeable about it, and in some ways getting inside of it. I think you can also do a lot of work outside of the system. It's very true. I kudos to people who do. I totally think that we have to have a balance of people working within the political system and outside of the political system to put pressure on those within the political system for any type of real change to happen. But in my opinion, the way that power operates, like, if there's only people outside of the system working, then what really, besides perhaps violence or an extensive amount of money, which I don't know how you're going to get the money if you're not within the system, what makes people from within the system feel like they have to do something in response to the people outside of the system? And that's kind of the way I think of it when I vote. I try to vote people in to the system who I think will care about what all of us who are outside of the system are doing, to, like, make change, and who will be conscious of it and will attempt in some ways to recognize and to respond to those things. So yeah, that's why I vote. If you want, leave me a response telling me why you vote, and remember to go do that voting thing tomorrow. All right, have a good day.